Okay. A lot of religious leaders, they're not really thinking about tomorrow except for those things that build their personal assembly. Talked to my friend of mine at church who talked to this friend of mine at work excuse me, who is a pastor, and I mentioned to him that if people would come to his church, they would probably stay, because the Spirit is really good there. The Spirit of the Lord is really good. And you know, the atmosphere is really nice, and you're not really rushed through, but it's a nice relaxing atmosphere, and it seems to be doing like everything just right. And I tell him that if people would come, that they would probably stay. And when I mention that to him, he gets almost giddy, like that's what I'm after, you know. And it's a good thing that you would want that, but that should not be at the top of your list as far as what ministry is all about, especially as a pastor. Especially as a pastor. What you should be concerned about are your good works. And I know we're not saved by our works. I'm not talking about that. I am not talking about that. I'm talking about the love that you show forth as a Christian. You know what? In the parable of the talents, the Bible teaches us there that your works can't save you, but no works can cause you to be lost. And if you have the wrong works, okay, what if this guy with the 10 talents, what if he had taken his talent and give it to a bunch of loan sharks, somebody that would use his money illegally, invest his money in drugs? What if he had went down south, across the border, took that money and bought a whole bunch of drugs with it, brought it back, sold his drugs, and multiplied his money 100,000 times? And when Jesus got back, he would have been able to say, "Look at what I have got for you." No, listen. That's not how it works. The kind of works that you do is extremely important to God as far as ministry is concerned. It's so important to God that Jesus made a whip and he ran people out of the church, and he turned over the tables of the money changers, and he got upset enough to physically inflict people.
Sure.
And he said to them, "You have made my house, you have made the Lord's house a den of thieves. You've turned into a den of thieves." Listen, there is more than one way of turning a church into a den of thieves. Some people have garage sales in their church. You should see the fiasco that goes on in there in the church when that thing is going on. No, we're not in the church, we're in the building next to it. What is the difference? You're doing it as a church. You're messing things up as far as what God is concerned. That's what the Lord is concerned. You know what? The world needs to hear these messages like this. The world needs to hear this, because it's when Elijah comes, that's what he's going to be preaching. That's exactly what he's going to be preaching. How that you turn your church into a den of thieves with having garage sales, having auctions, and having, oh, but brother, it's all for the good of the church. Really? What is the work? Is the work of the church about collecting money? If that's what it is, then man, hey, let's go out and make some real money, you know. I mean, Chicago's not too far from here. Just go up there and say, hey, we're just going to invest some money in your illegal activity, and then we're just going to sit back and let the dough roll in, but we're going to use it. We're going to use it for the ministry. So it's all okay. No, it ain't. No, it is not. When you get to heaven, you're going to look into the maddest face that you have ever seen in all of your life. And you're going to hear these words, "Depart from me, you worker of iniquity, for I never knew you." For I never knew you. There's a lot of churches out there, man, that are just barely making it. They're like Job. They're just barely making it as far as the Lord is concerned. If not for His great mercy, you wouldn't exist at all. God would hit you with a lightning bolt and be nothing but a greasy spot left. You know, if not for the blood of Christ that's been applied to you. But listen, this is what you want to do, man. You want to be like Apostle Paul. And I love the way it says it here in King James. And, you know, Apostle Paul did it right. He had to raise a lot of conflict in his life, but he did it right. And in 1 Timothy, or 2 Timothy 4:7, he says, "I have fought a good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith." Listen, that is what you need to be concentrating on. That's the kind of work. The faith that is in the Lord Jesus Christ and the work that He did. Excuse me, the work that He did. St. John 14:12, NIV, "Truly, truly, whoever believes in me will do the works I have been doing." That's the ministry right there. That is the ministry that we need to be concentrating on. Alrighty. God bless you. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you again next time right here. Another great message. Cross in the middle ministry.